Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't know. Are we live? Are we live? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Are we live, please? You can hear me, you can see me, please help me. Let me know in the comment section, please. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't know. I'm not seeing myself. And it's saying that I'm live. I don't know if you can hear me, you can see me. I have started. Please join in. I can't see you. Um, um, can you hear me? Can you see me? Let me know, please. It's saying excellent, and here it's saying on my. Okay, thank you, Live for Music. Thank you for confirming. Okay, let's get into it. For some reason, I cannot um kind of see myself. But if you can hear me, you can see me, then that's fine. I appreciate your comment. So let's get into it. So today, we'll be talking about something interesting. Something that a lot of us struggle with, but we kind of don't have the courage to, pick better, do better. We are afraid of what people are going to say or what people are going to do and all. Please, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please, live for music. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Can you hear me? Can you see me? It's saying that I am not being heard. Okay, thank you for confirming you can see and hear me. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into it today. Who is ready? Who is excited? Yes. Who is excited? Yes. Let me know in the comment section. And we are I've prepared a power session for you. And if you are not here, go and invite your friends and people around you and to the circle that you want to be in your circle, let's put it that way, so that they don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to learn and curate. So today we're talking about something interesting. I'm Dr. Chimsom Ogu, your skin and confidence doctor. I help you glow truly from inside out. So today we're going to be talking about something very pertinent, something a lot of us don't really consider as something that will influence us because we feel we are strong enough, we feel like we are wise enough, things like that, and we feel like, oh, we don't bend, we're not bothered about what is around us. But the truth is that whether you like it or not, somehow your environment shapes who you become. So we're talking about, who are you listening to? The truth is that the voices that you hear constantly shape your future. So it's important that we learn how to be intentional about the voices that shape the way we think, the way we show up, shapes how confident we are, because they will eventually shape who we become and shape what our life is going to, be like. Now, I want to ask you, have you ever stopped to think about who is influencing the way that you think? Have you? You know, some of us assume that we make our own decisions. But the truth is that our decisions are based on the voices we hear around us, what we're exposed to, what we watch all the time. You know, the truth is that some voices inspire us to dream big, become bigger. Think that the impossible is possible, while others convince us that we are okay where we are and we should settle for being less than we should be. Now, another thing that influences us are the books we read, the people we follow on social media, the conversations that we allow ourselves to engage in, you know, and the people that we admire. Even the way we speak to ourselves also influences, the direction of our life. So it's important that we ask ourselves, who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Who are you allowing into your head? What are you allowing into your circle? Now, the truth is that whether we like it or not, every voice that we hear is planting a seed in our heads. Whether you like it or not, it could be a positive seed, it could be a negative seed. Now, words are very powerful. The truth is that they don't just disappear after we hear them. If you notice somebody says something to you and you start to reflect, it takes you some time to move away from where you are or what that person said. And then sometimes it affects your mood, the way you show up. Just that whether we like it or not, with time, words become our thoughts. You know, thoughts end up becoming our beliefs, and then beliefs influence every decision that we make, because the decisions definitely will finally become the habits that we decide to create and go for. And at the end, our habits shape our future. So the truth is that not every voice deserves to become your inner voice. Let me say it again. Not every voice deserves to become your inner voice. Now, what are the voices that you hear every day? Because the influence of those voices, doesn't only come from people. It comes from people that are dear to you. For example, your family members, your friends, those that you take your problems to, your ideas to, you know, the shows that you decide to consume. Yes, you'll be like, oh, I like, for example, horror movies. But the truth is that it's planting something in your mind. Oh, I like to watch the news. Yes, if you're always listening to news of people dying and shooting people and doing something to you, it's planting something in your in your head. Very soon you realize, oh, I'm now anxious. When I go out, oh, I'm worried about this thing. And the algorithm has a way of putting those things that we keep watching in our life, and we keep seeing more and more of it. And then without you even knowing, it shapes your perspective of life based on what you yourself even started consuming yourself. Even the podcasts you listen to, the news you decide to continue binging on, the type of news that you listen to. And then very especially the books that you read. If you're drawn to read a particular types of books, somehow it influences the way that you see the world. Those that you work with, the people that work with you, you realize that with time, if you spend time with some people, some without even knowing, you may start to have some habits or have some beliefs based on what you've heard them talk about or what you've heard them say, or your own entire dialogue, that voice in your head, that thing that keeps talking to you. Now ask yourself, are these voices making me stronger or weaker? Simple question. Yes. If you can still hear me, you can still see me, please let me know in the comment section. Very, very important. Please, sorry for the noise in the background. I have some guests in my house. Now, sometimes the loudest voice is actually your own voice. You know, Many times some of us constantly speak to ourselves, keep telling yourself, I can't do this. I'm not meant to do this. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be in this space. I don't want to try because I feel at everything I do. Sometimes we're our own inner voice, our own negative inner voice, and eventually your mind starts to accept your own words as truth. So now I want to enjoy you to speak to yourself with the same grace and encouragement that you speak to others. Yes, some of us are nicer to others than we are actually to ourselves. So extend grace to yourself. Give yourself the room to fail, the room to try new things, the room to be somebody else that you don't believe you are, which you actually are. I don't know if you get my drift. So walk with the wise. The Proverbs says you should walk with the wise and become wise. For a companion of fools suffers harm. Now, I want you to notice the word walk. It speaks of when you're taking a walk, it's consistent. So it talks about a consistent influence in your life. So if you move among, in quotes, foolish people, you definitely become foolish because the work takes a while, right? Now, the people that you spend the most of your time with will definitely shape the way you think, what you expect for yourself, and your confidence. So it's important that you know that you need to guard that space. Now, ask yourself, who am I working with? Where are they leading me? I had to ask myself this question recently, and it has made me start to shape or try to change, you know, how I see people around me. You understand? So do not be misled. Corinthians also say we should not be misled by bad company because it corrupts good character. You know, it's easy to say, oh, I have bad friends, but I don't do what you do. The truth is that when you stay in a circle, if even if at first you didn't agree with what they used to say, with, with time you become sensitized to that environment and what they are saying. You understand? And it becomes normal to you. It's no more a problem. So the truth is that whether you like it or not, the influence is gradual. You know, you slowly start to think and speak like them. You start to behave like them, or like people around you. Let's just take a practical scenario where it's easy for you to drag people, for people to drag you down, than for you to drag them up. For example, if you're standing on a stool, you understand? It's easy for those people standing on the ground to pull you down than people standing on the stool to be lifted up, to be lifted up, to be lifted up. So please, know that the influence is actually gradual, whether you like it or not. They're influencing you. So know that you need to protect your circle. That's what I mean is that you're protecting your future. So have that in mind. Now, someone says before talking about success, it talks. Sorry for the noise. So let's continue. So someone says before talking about success, it talks about your environment. Now, a blessed person is careful where they walk and where they stand and where they sit. They delight in God's word. So the Bible keeps emphasizing the importance of that circle, whether you like it or not. The circle shapes who is around you and who you become. So understand that when you have healthy roots, you produce healthy fruit. Let's look at a case study from the Bible. Talk about Joshua and Caleb. Now, 12 spies went to the same land. Now, 10 came back with negative news. They were focused on the bad things that couldn't work, the giants, you know. But however, two came back. Instead of seeing the giants, they were focused on what God had promised them. Now, the difference wasn't what they saw, it was the voice that they decided to believe. So sometimes your future depends on whose report you decide to believe in. So even in the Bible, the story of Rehoboam, he ignored wise counsel and listened to immature advisors. And then the truth is that one set of voices divided his entire kingdom. Instead of listening to his erudite, that he decided to listen to people that were around him. So now, from a medical perspective, I'll tell you, your brain think my camera had an issue.